Silly value, silly weather, silly scenes, silly vibes. What more do you want than that? Welcome to day number 8 of recording a YouTube video every single day. We're back in Loka, the best brunch cafe spot in the whole of Lombok. Get a little closer, we'll go to Em's first. She's back on the shakshuka, extra feta in there. Silly flavours yesterday, so she's on that again. Went for a little dragon fruit smoothie, look at the colours, G-dubs. Gone for a little chicken teriyaki, and then I've just gone for every single item pretty much on their breakfast menu. We've got the bacon with the avocado, we've got a little bit of pumpkin, and of course we've got some poached eggs. The only thing we need to know about the poached eggs, have they upgraded from yesterday? I'm feeling so. Oh, it's just absolute yolk porn in there. I don't think I've ever had pumpkin, so we'll give this one a little taste test for the boys, of course. That is well nice. Never had pumpkin before. Super soft, lovely flavours in the mixer. We're on the banana smoothie again. This was sensational yesterday. Already got a bit in the bones now. Straight 10 out of 10 vibes. And then we've gone for 2 juices. One electrolytes and one which is the immune booster smoothie, I think, Em. So it's got all your A, B, C, D, E, all the goodness in there. We'll give this one a little, not as potent as yesterday. I had a little sip of this before and it nearly blew my head up. It's meant to be electrolytes, so I'm pretty sure they just give me a ginger shot instead. Banger. Silly spot, definitely get it on the list for Lombok. And we're going to be taking you on another little day in the life, and we're going to be getting Em on the camera. She doesn't know it yet. Cheers now. The team are back doing what we do best, a little sprinkling of luxury, a little coffee, a little cappuccino, caffeine injection going in the bones. Em's got a new book. What's the book on, Em?
Atomic Habits. So yeah, we'll see. It can be a range of things really, like wanting to reduce stress, just to like set new goals and just be more empowerment.
Love that. Love that. Yeah. I think we're pretty good on the stress front at the minute. We're just sat relaxing most days. Do you know what I mean? Taking a little bit of beach, getting a little bit of the old vitamin D in the bones. But I thought it was a good chance to say, like, I don't think Bali in Indonesia, people talk about it's like, oh, this big like cheap place, which I don't think it's cheap, but I think the price what you pay for this level of service you get is absolutely sensational. You go to Cambodia, like Vietnam, don't get me wrong, it is cheaper to travel there. If you're looking to save your money, I would go there. If you want to invest a little bit more money, I would 100% come here, because the level of like food, the level of service, the friendliness of people, in about 99% of the places is really good. But any standouts, restaurants, bars, so far?
Uluwatu, definitely. M Mason, for like dinner vibes. Drinks would have to be, oh, what was the one again in Uluwatu? Single fin. Avocado factory for brunch in Canggu.
Yeah, definitely. That Mason place in particular is like you're in like a Mayfair restaurant in central London or something. I mean, I've not been to Dubai, but them sort of place where you go to like STK, that sort of vibe. But I can't even get my words out. You're not playing, you're paying a fraction of the price. So yeah, if you want a little bit of luxury and something that's a little bit more budget friendly, I would definitely come to Indonesia, but don't come here. I think a lot of people talk about it as like it's the cheapest place ever, which I don't think is the case. You can make places as cheap as you want.
You can make it as cheap as you want. If you go to the, how to say it?
Oh, Warungs.
Yeah, then yes, but I feel like if you just spent that tiny bit more, you can be going to somewhere that's like 5-star, like you just feeling that extra bit of luxury for a little bit more.
Yeah, to be fair, we're probably bad examples as well with my peanut and nut allergy. It's a little bit more difficult, but yeah, a little bit of luxury in the bones. But yeah, the team relaxing. I was gonna say recuperating after yesterday, but I'm not too hungover.
No, I'm not actually, surprisingly.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Blame the hangover, the headache and other things.
Yeah, that is it. But yeah, if we've got any other knowledge, insight, wisdom to share, we'll let you know. If you have any questions, bang them down below, because we're doing daily videos at the minute, so we're going to come in thick and fast. Make sure you subscribe, follow along, and we'll keep the day rolling. Cheers now. Whilst we're on the topic of money, a few pearls of wisdom to share, but first things first, just check out this absolutely ruthless beach. I think in Lombok I was kind of expecting similar to like Uluwatu, similar to Canggu, like obviously nice beach but like super busy, super active. Not the case here at all. So if you like a little bit more chilled out, relaxed, reading by the water, and yeah, really just super just kicking back, this is probably the place to come to. And obviously if you want a little bit more of an active experience, I'd obviously stick on Bali itself. In terms of like the pool club, I mentioned this a couple of days ago in one of my other daily vlogs. It's like the value here is a joke. So basically that pool club we're at now, I'm just walking down the beach, is like £12 to get in, I guess, but then you get that back as a bar tab. So if you just have like a couple of coffees, or if you have a few beers, or if you even get food, do you know what I mean? It's just insane value when you compare it to like, if you go to like, well, I guess Fins. I still think Fins is insane value for what you get. But yeah, the fact you only have to spend 12 quid, you can just chill there all day. Or if you went to like Ocean Beach in Ibiza or something, ridiculous scenes. But yeah, in terms of pearls of wisdom, in terms of money and getting around, because I think a lot of people think Bali, I guess maybe it's a country, or obviously a part of Indonesia. I guess that's like the main place to go to, but there's just a silly amount of islands. We're going to be exploring for about 5 weeks. We're contemplating going to the Komodo Islands, but we're going to see if we can make that happen. But in general, a few things that people should know: you need at least £2 in your bank account to come here. So if you are traveling on a little bit more of a budget, maybe come here first, because that is one of the things you need to fill in on the old visa form, and then getting between places. I think the value, if you want to get a boat, which is obviously a lot slower, I guess, but it's a lot more economical to get from Bali to Lombok, it's £25. If you want to fly, which is what me and Em did, it was a 24-minute flight, which actually is a bit aggressive now when I'm saying it. Literally from the moment you set off, like jets on the runway, to touching down on the other side. So yeah, I'd definitely go for that one personally for an extra bit of money. That was like £73, but me and Em had like the world's worst backpackers, so we both have an absolute monstrosity of a case that we had to add on. So yeah, I think the flight was actually about 50 quid, and obviously add the case on as well. But yeah, in terms of getting round, I would say taxis everywhere or Grab whilst you're on Bali, but here in Lombok, there is no Grab, there are no taxis. There's a few private ones, but do you know what I mean, if you want to pay card and stuff like that, that's going to be more difficult. You pretty much can't use card here. At the main restaurants you can, but a lot of little convenience stores, a lot of places are cash only. So I definitely have some cash. You can get around a little bit by card, but it's a little bit more awkward. And yeah, it's just an absolute ruthless spot. I'm going to get the drone up and like fly it down the beach and show you, but you've probably seen as I'm walking now that there is no one here on the beach. There's probably like, when I say no one, and I say there's probably like 5 people, that's not no one, mate. So I need to think about what I'm bloody saying. But yeah, you pretty much have the whole beach to yourself. Sun's beating down. I'm not going to say golden sands, but it's pretty bloody nice. The water, lovely, turquoise. You've got a few windsurfers out just having their way in the old distance. And yeah, it's just a ridiculous setup. I've mentioned this a few times in my videos, but it helps not working, of course, but I think daily sunlight, daily vitamin D exposure, I think is half the battle in life. You know what I mean? In the UK especially, where you're waking up 9 months, 10 months a year, the weather's bad, it's cold, it's dark. Do you know what I mean? You're just in a worse mood. If anyone talks about like, oh, what's the best part of your year? I'd say 99% of people will either say a holiday, or it'll be something in August or July, even though I don't think the weather's that good at the minute in the UK. And of course, that's when you're not working, you're on holiday, you're having a few beers or whatever you're doing. But I genuinely just think the mood you're in from getting some good sunlight every single day is an absolute game changer. So yeah, can't speak highly enough of getting yourself over. I feel as if me using Indonesia as a whole, because I've only been to Bali and Lombok, is probably pretty harsh, but yeah, nothing but good words to say thus far. Got a few of the crabs running down around the feet, can't get away from the bloody bloke. But yeah, silly value, silly weather, silly scenes, silly vibes. What more do you want than that? That is an absolute pleasure, mate. It's just a ridiculous setup. Woo! Another day in paradise boxed off, another G-Dubs video in the bones. No structure, a little bit all over the gaff, but I think the definition of this is fail to plan, plan to fail. So we're going to be coming with a little bit more structure in the coming vlogs, but again, this is what this whole series is about. It's about me learning the ropes, but also showing a little bit more insight, day-to-day stuff, rather than just, you know what I mean, a whole week and taking the highlights. I want to see the ups, the downs, the lows, the hangovers, the bits in between, the little behind the scenes vibes, and a little bit of everything. So, you know, we win some, we lose some, we move on to the next one. It's all about the journey. Big win today, and this is advice for anyone that you miss every shot you don't take. I've never worked with any brands, anything like that. Do you know what I mean? Only just starting out on the old travel content, fitness, food, a little bit of lifestyle content. But we've been to this beach club we're at today twice. It's absolutely unbelievable. So I had the drone, took some cool shots. If you follow me on Insta, you will have seen those. Crispy, silly pool, silly setup. I just sent the pictures, well, 2 of the pictures and the drone shot to the manager of the club, saying, do you know what I mean, if you want to use these, feel free to do so. Would love to get a little tag, but yeah, if you want some more content shot, give me a shout. I'm about for the next 3-4 days. Already responded and he's semi-keen, so even if it's just freebie, it just shows you've got to take your shot, you've got to roll the dice, you've got to buy a ticket to win the race. See you tomorrow, hit the subscribe button, and peace out from Lombok, baby.